Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. So, the indictments dropped, and wow. I mean, wow. This is just what a sweeping indictment. This was worth waiting for, and I'm glad that Fonnie Willis is going for the whole pie here. I know Jack Smith with the January 6th indictment just went after Trump as opposed to doing a big sweeping indictment. But again, that's because he built that case for speed. And Fonnie Willis built it to have one big trial. So Donald Trump, he literally got just hammered and hammered again with all this legal consequences of stuff that's going on for him. I'm kind of curious, how's he feeling right now? That's a RICO case. Just want to throw this out there. I was thinking about this. When the Mueller report was being written, or when he was being investigated by Mueller, he had turned to somebody and said, well, that's it. I'm done. I'm screwed. Type thing. Like, the jig is up. The mob boss is now being investigated type of thing. And that really didn't pan out with the Mueller report. It should have, but didn't. Thank you, William Barr, for that. But I was thinking with this Fonnie Willis case, this is just like what the Mueller report was supposed to be. This was going to be the big sweeping report that just catches him up with all his wrongdoings, but then it focuses on the Georgia part of it. So I want to find out, how is Trump feeling right now with these indictments? For entertainment purposes only. Looks like somebody got caught trying to steal an election. That's what that looks like. He's sneaking around, trying to be sneaky and steal the election. And it's crossed by, him reaching. He wanted that election stolen, and he had to reach out to people to try and coerce them to help him with this stolen election. So we're not really getting his feeling. We're getting kind of the energy of what led up to this. So this is Trump's perfect phone call to Brad Raffensperger to say, hey, I need a little help from you here because, these elections don't steal themselves. The Democrats stole it. I just need you to set the record straight because we've got to have balance in this country. In the past, the Chariot. So Trump, his first presidency, he realized that there was a lot of legal peril waiting for him. And in his first presidency, he was steamrolling everybody in his path. And he realized if he was going to stay out of trouble after losing the election, he needed to maintain a steamrolling type effect. Subtlety is not his strong point here. And he knew that, the minute he was out of office, now we tie it back into the Mueller report, people are going to start looking at the Mueller report as a roadmap to go after him. So he had to do something about it, which was try and steal that election. The current situation, or that in that situation here with the stealing of the election, he went to foreign sources for it. He was accepting help from China, from Russia to help him with this. But then he also went to outside people, outside agencies to assist with this. And you have multiple plots that were being enacted. You have fake electors. You had, trying to see if you can get to the voting machines and get the voting machines opened up. And you're trying to, call Georgia and say, hey, just change the vote because, reasons. Coming up with these different actions to help him steal that election. He used his power of coercion and the office of the presidency to coerce or bully or bribe the system, trying to force this fake election pill down America's throat. And he tried to coerce a lot of people, a lot of supporters, into helping him with this. The lesson to be learned, though, is what comes around goes around. He wasn't successful
with this coup. He did get some people to agree to help him in all these different plots, but because you didn't successfully pull it off, it was only a matter of time that these plots would be investigated, and time's up. The investigations are done, and now his only hope is to actually win the election, because the only way he's going to steal it now is by actually winning it. What an ironic twist of fate. He didn't win the election in 2020, and now he has to win the election, or else, he's going to face all the consequences of it. But underneath it all, underneath everything that goes with the coup here, is the people he had trying to do the coup, they weren't good at it. They weren't good at what they were doing. They were rookies. They didn't know what they were doing. Now, that being said, because none of them have been held accountable for it, we're finally now getting a conspiracy RICO case in Georgia, but because those folks weren't held accountable for it, they now have one coup under their belt. It was failed, but you learn more from your mistakes than you do your successes. And we've got an election coming up in a year's time. 15 months or so is when we go to the polls to vote. And we better get this thing sorted before that election happens. Now, again, he's trying to delay all these cases till after the election so that he could be elected president and then make them just go away. Magic wand of a MAGA fanatic attorney general, or self-pardoning, or Lord knows what. Okay, so that did not answer my question of how he was feeling. That answered my question about what was the energy around this indictment. Let's have a recap. Spirit does that to me. It basically, I think Spirit's saying, we need to revisit this to set up, the mindset, set up the table, as it were, for how Trump is feeling now. So now that we've done that, how is Trump feeling now? The Eight of Cups is just flipped over. So you've got that emotional leaving. I think people are gonna. I think he feels people are turning their back on him. He thinks people are turning their back on him because he's in big trouble. Page of Pentacles. We've got this new idea here that we're going to be indicting him. How's he feeling? He could be just having a tantrum here. Let's see. We're going to cross it. Page of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. Interesting. He's kind of reaching out to people, trying to find out who flipped on him. And he wants to reach out to his base and cause turmoil with it, but he has to weigh at what cost does this happen. Because you've got Judge Chutkin, who's basically telling him, don't you dare do that. That's going to have dire consequences. And now, you've got this new judge he's going to have to go over. He's already been attacking Fonnie Willis, but now you've got a new judge to attack. Another Page of Wands underneath it. So he's got to come up with a new action, a new strategy, a new message to cause turmoil in there. But it can't cause too much turmoil because that's going to impact his ability to stay a free man. In the past, he could say whatever he wanted, true or false, valuable, invaluable, whatever, and people would just believe him outright. And to the point where he started believing his own lies. And that's what got him into this problem to begin with. He's kind of crazy. Current situation, though, is Ace of Pentacles. So we got Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. And this could all be health related too. He might be having some health problems here, and he could have a big health problem if he's not careful. But I think in this case, the Ace of Pentacles is he's got to make a big play now, financially. Grifting his supporters. He's got to get as much money as he can and throw as much money at this problem as he can in order to get off. Basically, maybe even showing people what a valuable asset he was. Again, the ultimate goal for Trump is to get hung juries on everything. Right now, though, we're celebrating. People are celebrating that justice has arrived and he's being held to account. He doesn't like this celebration because it's mocking him, and that's just going to grind on him big time. He's going to, but you know what? Also, his base is celebrating these indictments. It's firming up his numbers and strengthening the resolve of his base. And so he's going to go to his base and tell them how much he loves them, how he's fighting for them, and he's their champion, and they need to get behind him, give him the money that he needs to fight the good fight, and money, money, money. And he's gonna push. He's gonna ride his base as much as he can. He's gonna try and get as much money of him as much as he can, because, well, two things. One, he's going to try this, but he's going to run up against the authorities in the United States. These judges are tough, and this new judge, he might be just as tough as Judge Chutkin. I'm interested to see if this is the new judge, if the new judge in Georgia is not going to put up with this. If that's not the case, then this would be Trump wanting to be the emperor, wanting to be reelected so he could be the emperor and set up his own agenda, so that he doesn't have to face the consequences of this. So I'm not getting a lot of emotional cards with him. He doesn't appear to be, that doesn't mean he's not all capping and throwing ketchup jars against the wall and stuff like that. But I think he's already trying to plan how he's going to turn this to his advantage. And even when on my live with Marina, when I read that, what I was getting was Trump trying to turn this to his advantage. He wasn't having an emotional meltdown, which is what I keep expecting the answer to be. He's already planning on how he's going to leverage this situation to raise money and to help him get elected, not because he wants to serve as president, but he doesn't want to serve time in prison. And this is his ticket out. Okay, so that's my reading on how Trump's feeling. He's already plotting his strategies going forward and figuring out how to get as much money as he can in the process. There's a surprise. Grifting. Okay, well, thank you to all the new subscribers who've joined my channel. Welcome. For the old subscribers, hey, thank you for sticking with me and throwing up your likes and your comments and your shares and feeding the YouTube algorithm beast so that my channel reaches out to more people and keeps growing. I really do appreciate that. So thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.